You know that feeling of just ultimate frustration or maybe unstoppable determination? That really powerful, dramatic idea of no matter what. Well, it turns out Portuguese has this incredibly elegant way to say exactly that. And today, we're going to break it all down. Just listen to this sentence. Can't you just feel the struggle in those words? It's not just saying, hey, I'm trying and I can't remember. No, this is like an epic battle going on inside your own head. That's the kind of expressive punch we're talking about. So, how on earth does Portuguese pull this off? It might look a little complicated at first glance, but it's actually built on a surprisingly simple and consistent formula. And that's exactly what we're going to unpack right now. All right, so here's our game plan. We'll start with the main idea, then we'll break down the basic formula. After that, we'll see how you can add some extra flavor, watch it transform simple sentences, and finally, show you how to use this as your new expressive superpower. Okay, first things first. Let's get our heads around the official name for this thing and what it's actually doing in a sentence. So the fancy grammar term is a concessive clause. I know, it sounds a little academic, but the key phrase to remember here is exaggerated opposition. Think of it as a tool for setting up a really high contrast situation, creating this drama between two ideas that are fighting each other. Look at this sentence. Por mais que trabalhe, não sou promovido. The first part, no matter how much I work, sets up this image of immense effort, right? But then the second part, I am not promoted, is the harsh opposing reality. The structure totally amplifies the frustration. It's not just a statement of fact anymore, it's a whole story. So how do we build this? Let's get into the actual mechanics. I promise it's way more like a simple recipe than a complex grammar rule. And here it is, just 3 easy steps. You always kick it off with one of these key phrases, like por mais que. Then, and this is the absolute key, the secret ingredient, you put your verb in the present subjunctive. And finally, you just finish it off with the main clause, the part that presents that opposing reality. Let's see it in the wild. Por mais que tentes, não vais conseguir. See? We start with por mais que, the verb tentar becomes tentes, that's our subjunctive, and then the main clause delivers the final punch. You won't succeed. It follows the pattern perfectly. And this formula is super flexible. Check this one out. Por pouco que seja aceito a tua oferta. Here, we're using por pouco que to say no matter how little. The verb ser becomes seja in the subjunctive, and the main clause finishes the thought. See? Same structure, completely different feeling. Okay, so once you've got that basic recipe down, you can start to get a little more creative. Let's look at how we can add different ingredients to really change the emphasis and flavor of what we're saying. This table lays it all out really nicely. We've already seen the basic pattern with the adverb, but you can also swap that out for a superlative to really intensify things, or you can even pop a noun in there to talk about quantities. Here's that superlative pattern. Por muito cansado que esteja, está sempre pronto a ajudar. Using the word cansado or tired here really ramps up the intensity. It's not just no matter if he's tired, it's no matter how tired. Like even at his absolute maximum level of exhaustion, he's still there to help. It just makes the whole statement so much more powerful. And now let's see the noun pattern at work. Por muitos anos que viva, não vou esquecer este dia. By using the noun anos, or years, we can talk about a quantity. It creates this beautiful, sweeping statement about time, you know? No matter how many years fly by, this one memory is permanent. All right, this is where it all comes together. Let's actually watch how this structure can take a plain, kind of boring sentence and transform it into something with real emotional power. So, on the left, we have a simple statement of fact. He tries very hard, but he can't learn languages. Okay, fair enough. But now look at the after version on the right. Por muito que ele se esforce, não consegue aprender línguas. This version tells a story. It really highlights the struggle, the effort, and the frustrating result. It's the same information, but with so much more feeling. Let's try another one. The before, she feels very unwell, but she doesn't want to go to the doctor. It's just information. Now the after, por muito mal que se sinta, ela não quer ir ao médico. Now you can feel her stubbornness, right? That contrast between how awful she feels and her complete refusal to do anything about it. The transformation adds a whole layer of character. And one last time, this one using our noun pattern. The before is just a simple description of a family dynamic. But the after, por muitos conselhos que a mãe lhe dê, ela só faz o que quer. It just elevates it.
It paints this picture of a constant flood of advice that is just being completely ignored. It's dramatic and it's so much more expressive.
So here's the most important takeaway. This isn't just another grammar rule you have to memorize for a test. What you've just learned is a genuine tool for better expression. It's like a linguistic superpower. These three patterns are your keys to the kingdom. You've got the simple adverb, the intense superlative, and the quantitative noun. If you can master these, you'll be able to build these powerful ideas all on your own. And always remember why this matters. We're not just shuffling words around. We're adding layers of meaning. We're communicating those deep feelings that live behind the words. The grit, the disappointment, the resolve. That's what really makes a language come alive. I want to leave you with this example, because it just perfectly captures that whole spirit. This isn't just someone telling you their schedule. This is a declaration of intent. It's a statement of pure, raw determination. And it's made even more powerful by acknowledging how difficult it is. So my question for you is this. Think about your own goals, your own challenges, your own unshakable beliefs. What's one thing in your life that you would declare with this powerful, no matter what structure? Go on, give it a try. You might be surprised at the power you feel when you say it.